So, hello everyone, welcome to Exam Hall Shreyash. So, today we talk about the 10th standard subject is a maths 2, which is geometry. So, here today is a video for IMP topics and repeated questions from geometric subject to your board exam. So, first we can see the most important and frequently repeated topics. So, from trigonometric topic, so here very high weightage every year. So because of that from trigonometric topic, so they ask for prove that, so find the solution of a equation, so etc. These questions are present here. So first is a trigonometric ratio, so it is a sine cos tan, so you can prepare that ratios, trigonometric ratios. So next is a height and distance word problems. So next is a complementary angles. So and fourth is a standard values of 30 degree, 45 degree and 60 degree. Okay, so here most repeated questions from here. So it is a find height of a tower tree using angle elevation, so prove trigonometric identities and use tan theta opposite by adjacent in word problems. Okay, so well prepare for trigonometric topic. So move to the next wait guys. So here next is a circle geometry. So for that, tangent theorem, equal tangent from external points. So next is a radius perpendicular tangents. So here tangent theorem is important. So repeated proof questions from here, it is a prove that tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal in length. So that is a most repeated question for your board exam. So you can prepare better for that concept. Okay, so next is a coordinate geometry. From coordinate geometry, so they ask a distance formula, section formula, area of triangle. So it is a formula based questions from here, that topic. It is a coordinate geometry. So they ask for find the distance, section formulas. They give you two coordinates. So from that coordinates you can find section, distance, area of triangles and etc. The problems are arise from that chapters. Okay, so it is a most repeated which are most repeated questions from that chapter. So first is a check whether 3 points are collinear. Okay, so you give, they give you 3 points, so they ask that 3 points are collinear or not. So you can check the that points are collinear or not collinear, then mention it last line for answer. Okay, so next is a find area of a triangle using coordinates and find coordinates of a point dividing a line in given ratio. So that's most repeated questions from that chapter. So you will prepare for that topic. So next is a similarity of a triangle. So from here basic proportionality theorem, which is BPT theorem, it is a famous theorem for board exam. So and converse of a BPT is a rare case, but it is a also hot question or for 4 marks or 3 marks. So well prepare for that converse of a BPT also. From the Pythagoras theorem, they ask Pythagoras theorem also, and rare case, in rare case they ask converse of a Pythagoras theorem. So it is a for 3 marks. So you can prepare for both theorems. So move to the next. It is a side ratio problems. Okay, they give side ratios and find that side. Okay, so you can use tests like AAA, ASA, SAS. So okay, that's many. So next is a proof triangles are similar. So they give you two triangles measurements or triangles and ask for the that's prove that the triangles are similar or not. So prepare that concept. So next is a mensuration, surface area, volume. So it is a cone plus cylinder combined problems from here. Okay, so it is a famous questions arise from that concept, which is a cone plus cylinder. So next is a frustum of a cone. Third is a volume comparison problem. So here that's 5 chapters and concept repeated is complete. So move to the next. It is a most important theorems and it is 100% prepare from your side. So these are asked almost every year proof type. So okay, so first is a BPT theorem, which is a basic proportionality theorem, Thales theorem also called. So converse of a BPT here they give because converse of a BPT and converse of a Pythagoras theorem, it is a rare casely asked in your board exam. So better you can prepare for that both theorems, which is a regular, which is a Pythagoras theorem and converse of a Pythagoras theorem, also for BPT. so which is a prepare for BPT theorem, also converse of a BPT theorem. Okay, so here Pythagoras theorem also asked in your board exam. So tangent theorem, equal tangent theorem, angle in semicircle, it is 90 degree, and triple A similarity theorem. Okay, so at least 2 to 3 theorems are asked every year from that 7 questions. So you ask uh, 2 to 3 theorems from your board exam. Okay, so for SSC. Okay, so for SSC they ask 2 to 3 theorems from that 7. So you prepare for that 7 all theorems, you ask 2 to 3, so you get a 6 to 8 marks easily for that question. So move to the next. So here most repeated questions types at last 4 year trends. So from that it is a height and distance applications problem. So prove tangent properties, similar triangles proof, area of a triangle using coordinates, and fifth is a frustum volume of word problem. So okay, for most repeated questions types from here, so it is a 5. So there are many, but you will prepare for that 5 most repeated question types, because they ask every year and repeat most repeated questions from that concept. So well prepare for that 5 concepts. Okay, so I will give you predict questions for 2026 board exam. So based on paper trend, so you can practice for that questions also. So it is a 1 mark questions. I will give you simple questions, and that's concept wise questions for your practice. It is not a exactly paper, your board paper. So you can practice that questions for better preparation for your board exam. So first is a 1 mark questions. It is a find tan 45 degree. Next is a find distance between 2 points. Okay, so they give you 2 coordinates and they find distance between 2 points. Ask. So next is a 2 marks question. So here that is a formula based questions. Okay, so you can prepare the formulas very well. So next is a verify trigonometric identity and find a area of a triangle. It is a small calculation problem, and it is a easy questions. Okay, so verify trigonometric identity. So you give you sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1, 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta, 1 plus and after that 1 plus cosec square theta is equals to, and that's I understand. So okay, so move to the next. That's 3 identities are here. Okay, so you prepare for that 3 identities. So for 3 marks question here, prove triangles are similar, prove tangent theorem. Okay, so you can solve that 2 concepts and questions. So 4 marks very important for your board exam, because you can't solve the 4 marks question, so your score is a very low. Okay guys, so from that 3 questions you can solve only 2 questions for your 8 marks. Okay, so that is 8 marks is a very important, because of for scoring. So math subject is a very high scoring subject, because you need to write down the steps calculations. For that your not handwriting matters. Okay, so for that your other languages like English, Hindi, Marathi, they check your handwriting also, presentation also. So after there are many concepts for that subjects. So for your maths they only check your calculations, stepwise calculations, how to solve you for that problem, how to write the formula, so given things, proof, etc. So it is a scoring subject. So move to the next. It is a first is a height and distance word problem. Combine solid. So here cone plus cylinder, it is a famous question, so you prepare for that concept, cone plus cylinder. Okay, so here section formula applications. So first term practical problem, it is from the cone. Okay, so you can prepare or that solve, you can solve that concepts question from your practice sets or a problem set. Okay, so you will take a book for that, and you can tick marks in your book, geometry book, and after that complete video seeing, so you can solve that concept questions. Or here from video I will give you some questions for your practice. You can practice all questions from that video, so you can better prepare for your board exam. Okay, so move to the next. It is a expected weightage train based 30 marks section. Okay, that's a 30 marks section. So here chapters is a trigonometric, circle, similarity, coordinate geometry and mensuration. So from here, first is a 6 to 8 marks trigonometry and mensuration for 6 to 8 marks. That both topics are very high weightage. So next is the circle, it is 4 to 6 marks, and similarity for 5 to 6, and coordinate geometry for 5 to 6. So that's 5 chapters are very important, and from that trigonometry and mensuration, so they give most marks from that chapter. So we'll prepare for that both chapters, which is a trigonometry and mensuration. So move to the next. It is a small strategy for 2026. So your master trigonometric application, so you can best preparation in your trigonometry subject, because you can prepare for the ratios, formulas, identities, and they prove that problem. So you can need prepare better formulas and identities for the prove that questions. So they give you one equation for you, and they ask for that solve LHS equal to RHS, or simplify that or prove that. So that's question arise from trigonometry chapter. So next is a memorize all theorems proofs stepwise. So you can memorize means that you can visualize the steps of that subject problems. So which is a how to write the proofs of that problem. Okay, so you need to analyze the steps for that solving question. So next is a practice coordinate geometry formula daily. So you can prepare the geometry formulas daily. You can make a small cheat, or on page you can write down all formulas from your geometry book according to the concept wise. So you can prepare for that daily formulas, because the formula based questions arise in your board exam. So you can solve that according to that formula. So next is a focus on mensuration word problems. Okay, so mensuration, it is a high weightage chapter, so it is a 6 to 8 marks. So you can prepare for that mensuration chapter and solve at least 5 years paper. So that's last point is a very important for you, because practice makes perfect. Okay, so you can take a watch for timing your. So you said 3 hours timing for, sorry, 3 years or 2 hours for that. Okay, so here for that 2 hours time for your paper. So you can set the timing for that paper. So you can solve that question paper which is a previous 5 years papers. So your practice is very well for that subject. Okay, so next is a 50 important rapid revision questions for you. So you can solve in free time. Okay, so that makes perfect in your geometry subject. So from trigonometry, it is a simple and easy questions for you. It is a basic from basic to advanced. Okay, so first is a find sine 30 degree, cos 60 degree, tan 45 degree, and second is a prove sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1, and prove 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. So it is a easy questions. So next is if tan theta is equals to 1, find theta, and angle of elevation 30 degrees, so shadow 10 meter, find height. So it is a most important concept for your board exam. So they ask every year. So it is here also question here from same question. So next is a complement of 35 degrees. If sine theta is equals to half, find theta. Find value of sine 60 degree minus cos 30. Our flag, step, cast 5 root 3 meter shadow at 60 degree, find height. And last is a prove 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta is equal to cos 2 theta. So it is also important, that's prove questions. So from your problem set, so you can open your trigonometry chapter, and from problem set you solve that all 10 to 12 problems from your geometry book. So you get best marks for that chapter. So move to the next, it is a circle. So from circle, so here define tangent, prove radius, perpendicular tangent and point of contact, prove tangents from external point are equal. So how many tangents can be drawn from external point? Construct tangent to circle from external point. Angle in semicircle equals. So if radius 7 centimeter, find the length of a tangent from 0.25 centimeter away, and state tangent theorem. So you can solve these 8 questions for your practice, and from there one questions arise guys in your board exam. So solve these all questions for your practice. So move to the next slide. It is a similarity. So from similarity, it is a state BPT. It is a repeated question. So it is a most repeated questions and favorite of a board exam. So state BPT theorem. So next is a proof converse of BPT. So for 2026 sway, you can see for that converse of BPT in your board exam. So highly chances for your board exam 2026 they ask for a converse of a BPT or a converse of a Pythagoras theorem. So you prepare for that both theorems. So next is a define similar triangles. So here in triangle ABC, D parallel to BC. So if AD is equals to and DB is equals to 3, so find the ratio of A by EC. So okay, you can solve that question. So state triple A similarity theorem. So prove Pythagoras theorem. So here Pythagoras theorem also present. So it is also converse of a Pythagoras theorem. So it is a rare casely that two questions arise from here. So you can prepare for that both theorems. So next is a find missing side using similarity. Area of two similar triangles ratio 16 is to 25. So find the side ratio. Okay, so move to the so it is a 28 question. So write a conditions for similarity. So it is a theoretical question for your board exam also ask, because you can't believe on the board. Okay, so you can prepare for also theory exams. Okay, here define similar triangles and write conditions for similarity. So prepare also theory, okay, from that chapters. So next is a coordinate geometry. So here coordinate geometry. So state distance formula. So distance formula, so find distance between that two coordinates. So you they give you so 2 point or coordinates, so you can use a distance formula and calculate the distance between them. So next is a state section formula. So also section formula is there, and the find the midpoint of 4 2 and 8 6. So it is a for your practice. So that's 50 questions are here to your practice, so you can solve before that exam. So next is a find area of a triangle using coordinates. Next is a check if points are collinear. They give you some points, and they ask for the that points are collinear or not. So you can solve it and mention them. So next is a find centroid formula. So their centroid formula also arise. So it is the most important. So find a coordinates dividing line in the ratio 2:1. Find a perimeter using distance formula and derive area formula. So from that coordinate geometry you can solve that 3 3 6 6. That's a 10 questions here. Okay, so you can solve that 10 questions. Your all chapter is revised. Okay, so from that one question ask you in your exam board exam. So prepare that all questions. So from mensuration, it is a high weightage. It is a 6 to 8 marks chapter. So from that chapter, it is a volume of cone formula. So that is a formula based question. So next is a curved surface area of a cylinder, volume of a sphere, find a volume of a frustum, a cone melted to form sphere, find radius, compare volumes of two solids, total surface area of a hemisphere, find height using volume formula, convert units cm cube to meter cube. So combine solid problem, if radius double what happened to volume, and word problem on water tank cylinder. So here that's a most important and high weightage chapter for your board exam. There are 3 3 6 3 9 312. So here 12 questions for your practice. So 12 questions are here. So you can solve all that questions and that concept. So you can take a book, your book, and that for question you can go with that concept, and you can see one question from book according to that concept, and you can solve them. So okay, so here most second move to the next. It is a complete 50 questions. So here most expected 30 marks question paper. It is a 2026 prediction. Okay, so for that section 1 section A, it is a 1 mark, so it is a 4 marks. So find 1045. Next is a find distance between. So you can use the formula of a distance, and you can calculate the distance from that coordinates. So third is a state BPT theorem. Okay, so write a CSA formula of a cone. So here that's 4 questions for your 1 mark, and it is easy. So if for BPTs you can only write that formula for state BPT. So next, move to the next. It is a 2 marks. 4 is equals to 8 marks. Okay, so here verify identity. So here 1 plus tan square theta is equal to 6 square theta. So next is a find midpoint of a given points. So it is a midpoint formula used here. So next is a prove radius perpendicular tangent and find area using coordinates. So here you can see the formula of area, and from that given points or coordinates you can calculate the area. So it is also most important for 2 marks. So move to the next. It is a section formula, no, sorry. So here section C, so it is a 3 marks into 2, so it is a 6 marks for the 2 questions. So for that, prove triangles are similar and prove tangents from external points are equal. So you can prepare for that questions. It is asked in your 2026 board exam, so prepare for that concept. So it is a section D, 4 marks into 3, it is your 12. Okay, so height distance word problems arise from here. So section formula applications and frustum volume problems. So here total 30 marks from that concepts or question likewise. Okay, so after that, move to the next slide. It is a complete formula sheet for you guys. So from trigonometry, it is a some ratios are here. So sin 30 degrees is equal to half, cos 60 degrees is equals to half, and tan 45 degrees is equals to 1. So here sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1, 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta, and my mistakes before that slides. So 1 plus cos square theta is equals to cosec square theta. Okay, so I can't understand that third identities from for before slide. So move to the next. It is a height is equals to tan theta into base. So move to the next. It is a coordinate geometry. So move to the coordinate geometry. So from that, here distance formula, section formula, and area of triangle formula. So prepare that 3 formulas from your book. Here the in one line formula. So not divided in separate. So you can prepare from your book and solve examples basis of that formulas. So move to the next. It is a mensuration. So okay, so from mensuration, it is a cylinder volume. So pi r square h, cone volume 1 by 3 pi r square h. So sphere volume, so it is a 4 by 3 pi r cube. Frustum volume 1 by 3 pi h in bracket r square plus small r square plus r into r. So here CSA cylinder, it is a 2 pi r h, and CSA cone is equals to pi r h. So from mensuration there are these formula. You can prepare sheet every day for your understanding the formulas. So next is the similarity. Okay, so here BPT. So if line parallel to one side of a triangle divide other two sides proportionally. So for that BPT theorem, they can't ask for direct. You can prove the BPT theorem, which is a basic proportionality theorem. So replace of that BPT, so they can ask for prove that the if line parallel to one side of a triangle divides other two sides proportionally. So you can understand that one line, guys. So from your question paper, they can't directly ask for solve prove that BPT or solve BPT. So they give you one line here. So prepare for that one line. So you can read and note down your notebook. So move to the next. It is a Pythagoras. So they ask for prove that the a square plus b square is equal to c square only. So they can't ask directly which is a solve or prove that the Pythagoras theorem. So they note down in your paper. So they ask for prove that a square plus b square is equal to c square. So from that equation you can understand a self that is a Pythagoras theorem asked for solving. So move to the next. It is a 7-day smart revision plan. So for your exams, that's 7 day not remaining. It is a 6 only. So for that 7. So here day 1 is a trigonometric formula plus 20 problems. So day 2 is a height distance plus identities. For that day 3 it is a similarity theorems plus 10 proof practice. So it is a most important. So 10 proof practice. And for here 20 problems for your trigonometry. Okay, so you can solve 20 problems. So for day 4 it is a from circle chapter you can prepare for theorems and constructions. So move to the next, it is a day 5. So for day 5 it is a coordinate geometry. So you can in day 5 you can full practice of that coordinate geometry chapter. So next is a 6th day, it is a mensuration full chapter word problems. Okay, so from that you can solve word problems and mensuration full chapter revision. So for that day 7, so solve full 13 test plus analyze mistakes. You can solve previous year questions 1 to 2 question papers, and you can analyze so how many time takes for the solving all questions, and how many time is remaining for the solve optional questions for my papers. So you get full marks of that questions. So next is an important theorem ask for prove that. So first is a BPT theorem. So it is a that's a one line here. So here you can see they don't ask directly, you can prove that a BPT theorem. So they give you one line, if a line drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two side in distinct points, so the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. So here you can solve that given, you can note down the given. So next is a to prove. So constructions, and after that the proof you can prove there, all proof here next. But you can uh, understand that and remember to write down that 3 steps which is given, to prove and construction. Okay, so you can draw roughly diagram, or directly you can draw your diagram for your solving theorem. Okay, so move to the next. So for that a statement is given. So if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, so intersect the other two sides, then it is a divides those sides in the same ratio. So prove that the if DE parallel to BC in triangle ABC, then AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So okay, so also that's asked, so very frequently asked question. So previous year, so repeated question also. So it is a converse of a BPT theorem. So for that they ask for if a line divides two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, okay, then it is a parallel to the third side. Okay, so they ask converse of that a BPT theorem. So you can prepare for that concept. So ask almost every year alternatively with BPT. So uh, from that you can ask sorry, they can ask in your board exam, solve BPT theorem, that one line given, or replace of that they ask for a BPT. When in your board exam they ask for a BPT, normally BPT theorem. So not converse of a BPT in your present in your board exam, but replace of that BPT theorem, they can't ask about that BPT regular BPT theorem. So replace of that they ask for converse of a BPT theorem. Okay, so we'll prepare for converse of a Pythagoras theorem also and BPT theorem also. So move to the next, it is a Pythagoras theorem. So here Pythagoras theorem, it is a altitude, hypotenuse and a base. So for that BC square is equal to AB square plus AC square. So you can draw that diagram in your board exam for prove the Pythagoras theorem. So next is a statement. So they ask in your board exam, in a right angle triangle, so hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus height square. So prove that the C square is equal to A square plus B square. So here very high probability for 2026. So you can prepare for that particular Pythagoras theorem. So that's a very high probability for your 2026 to see the questions according to that prove the Pythagoras theorem in your board exam. So you can prepare better for that theorem. So move to the next, it is a converse of a Pythagoras theorem. So replace of that Pythagoras theorem, or also two theorems similar, which is a converse of a Pythagoras theorem also and a regular Pythagoras theorem. So prove that the if triangle C square is equal to A square plus B square, then the triangle is a right angle or not. So yeah, okay, so that is a converse of a Pythagoras theorem. So here important for 3 marks. They ask a converse of a Pythagoras theorem for 3 marks because it is a short theorem. Okay, so move to the next. So it is a tangent theorem. It is a very important. So from that circle chapter, so it is a tangent theorem. It is a very important. So a statement is the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of a contact. So they directly can't ask about that, prove that the tangent theorem or etc. So they give you statement, and after that prove that the OP perpendicular to PT. So from that line and prove that, so you can remember that the concept about the tangent theorem, and for they ask for the solver or prove that the tangent theorem. So here very frequently asked question, it is a tangent theorem. So move to the next. It is a equal tangent theorem. So they ask for equal tangent theorem. It is a drawn from external point. Okay. So that is two tangents. So here for prove that, so tangents drawn from external point to a circle are equal length. So it is equal PA is equals to PB. So almost every 2 years appears. So almost every 2 years appears that theorem in your board exam. So move to the next. It is a triple A similarity. So here for triple A similarity, it is a BCA triangle here, and C is a right angle form. So that they ask for the proof that angle sustained by diameter at any point of a circle is 90 degree. Okay. So very common short proof. So it is a short theorem, and it is easy. So they ask for 2 or 3 marks also. Okay. Uh, or not 4 marks. So here very most expected for 2026, and it is a high prediction. So here in your board exam 2026, they ask for tangent theorem, equal tangent theorem, BPT or converse of a BPT, and Pythagoras theorem. So move to the next. Okay. So from that four concepts, they ask two concepts or two theorems in your 2026 from here. So you can better prepare for that four theorems: tangent theorem, equal tangent theorem, BPT or converse of a BPT, and Pythagoras theorem. Replace of a Pythagoras theorem, they ask for 3 marks, converse of a Pythagoras theorem also. So you can prepare both theorems. So your final tip for proof questions. So first we write given, next to prove, that construct the diagram which is constructions, after that proof and a conclusion format. So okay, you can end with the questions answer conclusion format. So next is a draw proper label diagram. So here draw label diagrams for your prove that question. After that the mention theorem steps clearly. So you can mention theorem steps, so you can note down answer your answer that is stepwise also. So next is underline final result. So that is a most important uh, tip for your board exam. So underline final result, so every questions has a answer. So okay, so after that the solving your question, so the final answer you can put in that box type. Okay, so you can box it through use of pencil. So move to the next slide. So it is a memory trick to remember proofs. So a small memory tricks to remember proofs. So it is a super easy method. Okay, so use this universal structure for any geometry proof. So here magic format it is a GTCPR. So here GTCPR. So for that given format for the your prove that questions or theorems. Okay. So first is a given, next is a to prove, construction if needed, proof, main steps, and results. Hence proved. So it is a GTCPR. Means that given, to prove, constructions, proof, results. For your theorem, you can use this magic format. So you can remember that 5 words also, and you can remember after you can use that format for your board exam. So you can prepare that shortcut trick. So always write in this order. So examiner gives full marks when format is a proper. So it is a correct format for your theorem proof. So use that format to solving the theorems. So move to the next. It is a basic proportionality theorem. So here trig word also. So parallel. So ratio equal. Okay, remember this line. If line is parallel, sides ratio are equal. So remember this line to help in your BPT theorem. So here memory shortcut for your that BPT theorem. So here draw small triangle inside big triangle and think two triangles are triangles area method. Okay, so here steps memory code, it is a area, same height, ratio, cancel and result. So it is a hard to understand from your side because it's complicated, but some students are understand that concept, which is a trick word. Okay, so for converse of a BPT, it is a trick or a ratio are equal and line parallel. So just a reverse of a BPT logic. So remember, so move to the next slide. So here remember, if ratios match, line must be parallel. Pythagoras theorem. So here trick formula song. So big square is equal to small square plus small square. So here trick formula song, it is a big square is equal to small square plus small square. So it is a c square plus c square is equal to a square plus b square. Okay, so it is a visual trick. Draw a square on each side of a triangle in rough space during the exam. Okay, so you can use the as a rough page, last page of your answer sheet. So you can mention in a heading. So it is a rough work, and after that you can solve all questions for your rough there. Okay, so move to the next. It is a tangent theorem. So trick sentence is a radius meets tangents at 90 degree. Okay, so that's a trick sentence. So they can't directly ask in your board exam, which is a prove that the tangent theorem. Okay, so they ask some statement given, and after that prove that something something. So next is so you can prepare that trick sentence. It is a radius meets tangents at 90 degree. So word memory, it is a RT 90 degree, it is a short. Okay, so for that understand, it is a tangent theorem. So next is a if you remember RT 90 degree, you can write a proof. Okay, so it is a short trick for your board exam. So prepare that it is a RT 90 degree means that a tangent theorem. So prepare for that. And the statements for that theorem, before I can explain above slide, so you can uh, see the video and note down your notebook. So next is a equal tangent theorem. So here trick is a think umbrella. Okay, so here equal tangent theorem. So you can uh, think about that umbrella. Okay, so two hands holding umbrella stick both equal. Okay, that's a V shape and a circle in that two tangents. So two tangents meets different opposite sides of a circle. So that's a ice cream times also ice cream. So two hands holding umbrella stick. So memory code is a joint center, two triangles, RHS congruent and tangents equal. Okay, that's a memory code. So here write for that OA is equals to OB, OP common and right angle RHS. So PA is equals to PB. So after that it is a done. So next is a angle in semicircle. So for that angle in semicircle, trick is a diameter is equals to 180 degree. So half is equals to 90 degree. Okay, so it is a trick for that angle is a semicircle. So remember that statement, half circle gives right angle. Okay, so that's a small sentence for your remember that angle is a semicircle. Okay, so half circle gives right angle. So for your board exam 4 mark geometry special practice set here. So 2026 most expected pattern. So move to the next. It is a question 1 for your practice. In triangle ABC, D parallel to BC, intersecting AB and AC. So prove that the AD upon DB is equals to A upon EC. So it is a hot question in your board exam. They ask for 4 marks. Okay, so you can solve that question 1. Also question 2 is here. So from external point P, tangents P and PB are drawn to the circle. Prove that the P is equals to PB. So it is also 4 mark. So question 3 is if a right triangle, if right triangle, so ABC angle B is a 90 degree, and prove that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. It is a Pythagoras theorem. So question 4 is move to the next slide. So question 4 is AB is the diameter of a circle, C is a point on circle. So prove that the angle ACB is a 90 degree. So it is also 4 mark question. So question 5 is in triangle ABC AD square is equals to BD into DC, so prove that AD is a altitude. So converse Pythagoras type, very important. So it is a 5 questions for your practice. You can solve many more from your booklet or online platforms. So next is how to score full 4 by 4 marks. Okay, so you can drop proper diagram for that, write a theorem name, every step with a reason, a final statement clearly written, and no skipping steps. So you can can't missing steps from that solving the sum or numeric theorem. So you can't miss the steps in that particular theorem. So move to the next. It is a secret for 2026. So most likely one tangent plus one similarity question will come. Okay, so it is a secret for 2026. So what we say, so most likely one tangent plus one similarity question will come in your 2026. So next is a geometry construction. It is a very important and also 4 marks from here. So most expected constructions here. So construct a tangent to circle from external point. So it is a most important and repeated question. So see here, high probability for 2026. You can see that 2 diagrams for here, or you can prepare from the your book also. So that's question. So here highest probability for 2026. So next is a dividers line segment interlily in given ratio 3:2. So construct a triangle similar to given triangle with a scale factor 3 by 4. So construct a triangle ABC when AB is equal to 6, BC is equal to 5, CA is a 4 centimeter, and draw it's a circumcircle. Okay. So construction is important from your board side, because from that concept to construction you get a full out of marks from that concept, and it is easy. So fifth is a construct a circle touching two lines and passing through a given point. So next is a mensuration. So it is application based and 4 marks sure. Okay, so here most important questions from that mensuration. So a cone is a surmounted of a hemisphere. Find the total volume. So prepare for that concept. Next is a metallic sphere is a melted and reacts into cylinder. Find height. So this problem word problem is very important. So next is a find volume of a frustum when r is equal to 7, small r is a 3, and h is equal to 10. So it is a formula based question. So next is a water flows through cylindrical pipe. Find volume in 1 minute. Okay, so fifth is a tent consistent of a cylinder and cone. So find a cloth required. Next is if radius double, how volume changes. So it is a also important question. 6 number question. If radius double, how volume changes. So move to the next slide. So for that, frustum plus combined solid is equals to very high chances for your board exam 2026. So prepare for that two concept, frustum and combined solid. Okay. So next is a coordinate geometry. So 5 to 6 marks I will give in here. So most repeated questions from here. So find distance between 2 points, find coordinates dividing line in ratio 2:1. So find area of a triangle using coordinates. If area is equals to 0, then prove points are collinear. So find the centroid of a triangle. Also centroid formula is very important. So next is a find perimeter of a triangle using distance formula, and area of a triangle questions come almost every year. Okay, so note down that uh, which is a area of a triangle questions come every year. So prepare for that triangle questions and formula of a area. Okay, so from trigonometry 6 to 8 marks expected. So most important questions I will give you. So move to the next. So here prove identity 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. Next is a height distance. So a tower cast shadow 10 meter when angle of elevation is a 60 degrees. So find height. So it is a famous question for board exam from that trigonometry chapter. So next is a ladder 8 meter long makes 30 degree with ground. Find height reach. So it is a short question, but it is a very most important and also present in your book, also geometry book. So you can solve that question and extra in your problem set. So it is a famous question. So next is a find a value. Okay, sorry. So find value uh, for that they ask for sine 60 degree minus cos 30 degree. Okay, so here fifth is a complementary angle problem. So it is a sine theta is equals to half, then find cos 90 minus theta. So you can find the theta cos 90 minus theta. Okay, so here two angles of elevation problem, very important, and also 4 marks. They ask for 4 marks. It is an angle of elevation on of top of a building. It is a 30 degree at 1.60 degree when 10 meter is nearer. So next find the height of a building. So calculate the all height of the building. It is a double angle elevation question, so it is a very important, and also they ask for your board exam for 4 marks. So prepare that question and concept according to that question. So move to the next. It is a next is a most expected for 2026. It is a final prediction. Okay, so final prediction is a one question from construction. It is a tangent or similar triangles. So one question from one height and distance. It is a word problem. Next is a one question from coordinate geometry. It is a calculate area. So and next is a one mensuration question from frustum or combined solid. Okay, so prepare that uh, first four concepts. That four concepts, it is a give the priority for that four concepts, because from that concepts you can see questions in your board exam 2026. So move to the next. So for a score 90 plus strategy here, so practice 5 construction diagrams daily, memorize all mensurations formula, revise trigonometric standard values daily. So solve last 5 years coordinate geometry questions. So it is a most important strategy for 90 plus score. It is a 90 plus score in your board exam. So prepare for that questions and solve them. Solve that 50 questions, 30 questions I will give you in that video and extra. So you can solve all questions which is a hot question for 4 marks or 3 marks in your book. So from that problem set, so I will open that your board exam book for your um, geometry. So here area of a triangle half into base into height. Okay, so move to the next. It is a ratio here. So ratio area of triangle. So from that I will give star questions from here. So you can practice the solve questions also, because for 2 to 3 marks they ask questions from here. So here it is a most important question, so you can prepare that for. So here after that they ask also, and one important thing guys, you can also solve the solved examples given by the book, because the solved examples are very important. From that 100% question arise in your board exam, so you can not miss the solved example practice. Okay, so that's all page is important. So page number is 6, so you can solve all page number 6 questions for your board exam. So 100% question arise from that 1 2 1 2 3 and 4. So here that 4 questions, 100% question from here. Okay, so you can solve these 4 problems. So it is a BPT theorem and next is a converse of a BPT theorem. So it is also hot question. It is active okay, property of an angle bisector theorem. Okay. So here's more information. So property of three parallel lines traversal. They ask for activity based questions from here. So you can prepare this theorem. Okay. So they ask for 3 marks or 2 marks activity based question from here. So move to the next. It is a remember this. So remember that page number, it is a 11. Okay, so you can remember all page. So it is a famous question also for 2 marks. So you can note down that question. I'll ask you for 2 marks. So move to the next. It is activity based, 100% ask in your board exam. So from practice sets, one question arise from that 3 diagrams. Okay, so you can solve one practice set 1.2 from that. These 3 questions, that concepts are important. So here all questions are important from here. So 14. So after that, that's activity based question also important. Okay, so move to the next. So here that that's activity based question. Okay, so you can prepare for that question, this solve example solve question. So from here, that's practice set 1.3 also important. So you can prepare for 21 page and 22 page. Okay, so move to the next. It is a theorem of a similar triangle. So Pythagoras theorem is here. So one advice for you guys, you can solve all practice sets, problem sets before your exam. So and solve examples also. So best of luck for your geometry paper. So you can prepare better for your board exam, and also solve problems, practice sets, problems, everywhere questions you get previous year, 5 years or 4 years papers, question papers. Analyze the question papers after solving that paper, and you can see your score, time management for that paper. So best of luck for your geometry paper. So one advice for you, you can share that video for your friends to help best score in your board exam and best preparation for geometric subject. So thank you guys, you can subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Which subject you need the IMP topics repeated questions, you can comment below that particular video geometry subject, so I can make that video for that your inquiry. So best of luck for your board exam. So bye bye. So subscribe my channel, okay, don't miss guys. So we stop here. Thank you.